Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Are we live? All my wonderful fans are in chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have controls? Okay, keep tweeting. Send tweet.
Chat, is this real? Risk of Rain Jeopardy?
So the wolf.
Glancing over my records of the late last century.
Oh my god, voiceover. We don't have to do our job.
Bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night.
Is it Watson?
Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to
True.
the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude."
I love these really moody pictures of Sholmes and Wilson or whatever.
Yeah.
That look very, reminiscent of the actual books, as opposed to the fuck-ass shit that we get in this game.
Oh shit, it's the anime.
True. We're animated now.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Was she British?
And look at all the steam locomotives.
Yeah, I don't know if I can copy this voice now. Is this the canon voice?
I don't have to start talking like this, you know? Wow.
Do like wah.
Wow.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
He doesn't sound overly British, but she does. He still is, but like her Britishness is somehow thicker, which is really funny. You just landed here. Give it at least a year.
If you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
Bam.
I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
I like how his hair sticks out from under his hat.
I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
It's true.
And I see that their government sponsored foreigners.
Whoa, giant gears.
Actually, no. No, at this... Oh my goodness. At this point in history, Japan was seen favorably. And then it wasn't. And then it was again.
No. The long lost.
Right.
Or maybe they're in the same family.
Relative or something.
Which is great because I did 0% prep work for doing a voice for this character. So this will be great.
I did mental prep work. I have not practiced for
Sure.
mine. ellipses.
What an incredible place.
Well,
It's so imposing. People to do the plot. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There's some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? I'm losing my accent by the second.
oi, me accent slipping.
A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
Paper?
It's certainly unfamiliar.
That's why they should burn so hard.
But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. Like giant gears?
Yeah.
What is this
TikTok
place
clock.
again? Oh god.
This is the Lord Chief's Justice Office, Naruto-san. In the Supreme Court of Great Britain. Apparently there was steampunk as shit.
The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at this time if the circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know what we had that we hadn't arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yeah.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So we have to return to Japan.
If you want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
yes. Which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London.
It's a good thing that all it takes is 1 week of study or whatever to become a lawyer. Thank God.
I think it was still like a month or two.
It's not
I
a
mean,
month for something that takes you like 4 years to
Yeah.
Bro's crack.
I hope I'm up to scratch.
He was a prodigy from the start, that's why I was Roman.
He thinks for a moment while he comes up with a voice for himself.
Yeah. Do you want to skip ahead just to see what it looks like?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies.
Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do.
How do I think so?
How fortunate. So, introductions. I'm Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire.
And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruto. Don't be a mouse. You're
Have you heard that again? Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Rinosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo,
Should have just said he was Kazuma. It would have been a lot easier.
welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
And goodbye.
And see you later.
Yes, thank you.
I'm never gonna be able to eat this bread. So, what are your impressions of the capital so far? How do you like London?
Oh, well, Help, please. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city.
Simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Good save.
Literally breathtaking.
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London Street from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearheaded every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. I would have done something more complicated, but I realized I'm probably going to talk a lot as this character, so I'm going to do something easy.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me the essence out of something.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of a figure.
I think he is mostly just cameos, but he is, like, relevant for the entire game.
Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London.
Great exhibition.
Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
We'll take that, Paris.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world.
Even if you do say so yourself.
And I do. The sun will never set on our great empire. Surely nobody before me famously said that and then immediately lost his empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Oh, incredible.
Oh yeah, someone died, by the way.
No, don't worry about it. Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you?
Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves.
That's right.
The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I can't believe you killed that guy. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
Third trial in the game. Defend yourself again.
No.
Do it again.
Third time's the charm.
That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. How is that possible?
Magic.
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We're here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
Well, just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
Slide. What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. This twink here would like to make a proposal.
Hey.
He's not that twinky, actually. He's slow red.
Woody now. Well, Mr. Naruhodo.
This is it then, the moment of truth.
Beep boop.
Okay.
Ask him about London first.
The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead.
Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean.
Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that's what I've been led to understand.
Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Legodo, I'll save you again.
I could really ruin things here if I'm not careful. What in the world am I going to say?
Okay.
If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's Miss Susato!
Time to
True.
end the game.
It's me! It's
choose
me!
wrong and the game ends.
It's me!
That'd be so funny. Instant game over. That's it.
It's me! I can do it!
The game quits out.
What up, Seal?
Is that-
We're good.
Is that so?
I mean, yeah, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but
No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer.
I have acted as a lawyer in court before.
Yeah.
Only once, as a have. We don't talk about the second time. And I had Kasuma to help me, and I was the accused. Glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burial.
The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he ever thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please.
Behold, the bar exam.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, you willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Hey, give me 2 seconds.
We're gonna give him 2 seconds. Wow, 2 seconds on the dot. Crazy.
Yeah, okay, that's all I missed, huh?
Yeah. But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Very well.
The omniscience going crazy right now.
You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really?
Why does it replace it?
So, what form will the test take exactly?
I'm going to kill your partner,
Ah!
and you're going to have to prove I didn't do it. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course. You know, prosecutors don't count.
That's right. Prosecutors don't count. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today?
Straight away?
Right now. If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? Just win.
How do I get myself into these situations?
You did ask for it.
Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
And before we skip, it's an Ace Attorney game. Would anyone like to guess?
Murder?
Huh, yes. Good question. Ah, I remember now.
But what degree of murder?
Murder.
It's a murder trial.
What?
57 men have died.
Oh my goodness.
They've been murderized.
A murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy for you to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably you read that as much in your short C-based introduction of British law.
We can't possibly agree to such a test, except we killed people even faster in Japan, but that's besides the point. It should be... We would be toying with a man's life, unlike we toyed with Naruto's own life before. What?
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided that it's acceptable.
But you can't do that, can you?
I make the rules. Which means any crime I commit is legal. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
Just don't lose.
Just don't
Easy.
lose.
So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer.
Huh?
If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove that you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent.
Oh, thank God, not everyone can hear my inner thoughts.
I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
Oopsies. What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? No way, I won't do it. Okay, fine.
It'll be one of those looping answers, I'm sure.
Yeah, game
Okay, what's
over. It just cuts to, we find the defendant guilty.
Alright, I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
15 seconds. What? Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was just too slow.
Huh?
Well, at the very least, we have something to work on. It's as I suspected, isn't?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. You're a baby boy. The test is canceled. Thank you for stopping by.
No, you're welcome.
Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
That sucks. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Sato. But what could I do?
It's alright. I understand. The bar exam is hard as balls.
It's true.
You do.
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Mrs. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Based. Fade to black came over.
Wait. Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that.
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find somebody to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And then, in your parlance, he's boned. I mean, that's basically what I said. You'll receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
Yes.
Was that awful?
But it is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this? I will keep pretending that Japan is better.
Please don't expect an answer to every question.
Dang.
The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you.
Really, his only hope?
Most unfortunate.
So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Stromhar?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But, in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh.
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. That is more important than this guy dying. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. And don't kill that guy. Whatever you do.
Would it be killed
Goodbye.
again?
He's gone.
Don't ask me trolley problem questions.
Don't give me trolley problem questions then.
The Old Bailey. Good Old Bailey.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Hodo, we must leave at once.
I feel like examining them.
Think of the flavor text.
Think of that sweet piece of armor.
Sato, can I just ask you something before you knock me on my feet? Hold on.
Careful. Come this position, I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant. I'm stands up.
I know.
Yo, she stands up.
Mr. Naruto, you heard Lord Strongheart.
right.
The trial starts immediately.
No.
If I need to throw you, I will. I have Oki.
Damn, they called me out for wasting time. You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the court.
If you need to ask me anything, I had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey. I'll check those sweet-ass armors later.
Okay.
Yeah, next time we come back. In 20 cases.
We hurry and catch a cab, we may just make it.
Excuse you, that's not your line.
We're going to the Bailey.
Yeah. Look at that mustache.
Mustache.
They grow 'em big in London.
Man,
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
much better than the Canada band.
The Old Bailey.
Okay, since I'm doing the prosecutor, I'm passing the defendant. I think that's too much. So you two can fight over him.
Oh,
And I'll just do any like god voices or whatever in the meantime.
oh, thank goodness. We're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I thought we only had 20 minutes and what?
They
We
left.
made it
They
I never
left.
knew a
fucking-
horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
He made a 20-minute trip in 5 minutes. I'm not sure how we did that. But did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you. Guinea? What?
Kitty,
Hold
yeah,
on.
kitty.
I'm a
Yay.
fucking I'm a fucking Westaboo, Naruto-san.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories. It worked quite perfectly.
Isn't there like an actual word for like Westaboo? Or am I like going crazy? Like the Japanese man that's obsessed with like American culture.
I have heard Westwood before.
Yeah. I feel like there's an actual like term.
I don't remember. I
What's
think
the
I
first
remember it
one?
coming up in the Rawhide Kobayashi story.
I don't know.
Anyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'll pull it up. It's funny.
Okay.
Once
I'm
upon-
not sure why
once-
you're so pleased. I thought
I,
we was going to die and we had to pay gold. for it.
It's like a roller coaster.
Well, at least we were here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it.
What?
The court clerk said the defendant should be here. But there's no sign of him at all.
I'm putting it in the bot stuff and VC chat.
I will open on my phone because I can't use my computer right now.
Good.
So this is the only Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand. Look at that golden scale.
Jap American.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruto?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
I do kind of want to do that voice. Fuck. Alright, who wants him?
The defendant.
Who wants the defendant?
I mean,
I
can't be the
guess
defendant because-
Roman has like
can
the
do it.
least on his plate right now.
Yeah, I can do it.
Cool.
Sorry, I have to swallow.
Yeah. I can't wait for the voice to not match the character.
It's definitely not. I do lower voices really well, but
Yeah.
top of the morning to you, madam, sir.
I don't hate it.
Oh, he's a small.
He's a leprechaun.
What are you doing? Follow me here. Things are fair desperate, are they?
Sorry?
Would you look at those expressionless faces from the east? Are yous?
We're from Japan, yes.
Ah, Japan, is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do you need?
No, we're just here because.
No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land.
Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No.
Damn, that sucks. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Well, let me stop by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
There's some guineas. What about those are?
Please, Miss Kusato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is. It's enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What?
Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
Huh? Does that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! That hit me in the eye.
Johnny Guilty Gear Strive.
God damn it.
Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me.
A little something,
Oh.
something.
To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, it's for me good old self here. I'll be in the dock.
Huh?
So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now.
Oh, well, the thing is.
Don't worry about a thing. All you gotta do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's gonna go start without me having any kind of representation at all.
So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up.
I'm there to be sorry, but I'd have to ask, but.
Nice.
Bluster and blazes.
Does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Do yous not know who I am? One of London's biggest names.
No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see.
I see. I suppose it ain't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the center of London is another beautiful park.
Sorry? A park? What?
It is called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its square old people. I'd listen. I don't know that word.
Where?
Quare.
But they dropped the S. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary.
But now they got the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What's the matter with the London police, I ask you? I'm walking here.
I'm walking you.
Alright, don't pass out now.
Mr. Nerudo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves, while the gentleman catches his breath.
Oh, good idea.
Being angry has me all out of breath. Can I pay somebody to be out of breath for me?
Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best.
What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I?
Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here.
Sorry?
I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? No, because he did it. That's the only explanation.
Yeah, funny.
Well,
Well, no. I would never. Not at all. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why, you don't have a lawyer, I mean.
that would be the fault of the Reaper.
Sorry? Did you just say Reaper?
Yeah, like those peppers. Really hot.
Aye. The Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barack Van Zykes. He's the prosecutor.
The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper himself in the bones?
Q Ragnar
When
the
Van
Bullets.
Zykes, when Van Zykes stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs.
Goodness.
I think it's Zeke's.
Zeeks. And to this day,
Before I get a chance to introduce myself.
in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
What?
So it's reached the desperate situation. There's no one willing to stand in defense against that fella at all. Also, hang on. The voice actor is receiving a call from his work.
Do you want me to take over, or do you want us to hang for a minute?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Alright. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey.
Goodness. Lord Barag von Zeke. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Totally no corruption.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed.
Cursed? What on earth?
What the
Ah!
fuck?
Yeah,
Stop mashing! Alright.
Skip some stuff there, sorry.
The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin.
His counsel. So that would be me.
Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down.
But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened.
It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up me mind, so I had.
Sorry?
I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. It looks
How
so
would that
old all of
work?
a sudden. What the fuck? But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now. Please.
I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him.
And that he's stupid rich.
Yeah, that too. He's got more money than I'll ever see in my entire life.
Never with her son.
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom bound with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen.
Exclamation mark.
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? Get the fuck in here. I said, get the fuck in here.
I'll be right there.
Fucking better. See, this is why I hate Cut.
What's happening? My first trial in British court. I hope you're watching over me, the spirit of Kazuma.
You
Please
have
no
my
idea
sword with you.
what I'm going to do.
But see, this is a Ace Attorney proper, the first game, so no spirits here.
Oh,
You can't summon the spirit of your mentor. Not yet.
yeah.
You don't know that.
Through a sword? Through the bandana.
Bandana. Also, Julie,
Oh my.
they do have lines, but not a lot.
Alright, so
That's
So we could literally just do like across the board, like 1 and 4, 5 and 2 and 5, 3 and 6 or something. If
Yeah,
we don't
just
want to like
one
just take
pick.
our picks.
I guess.
Oh, so this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the Supreme Court in Japan.
It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Also got braziers in this shit. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Naruto-san?
Oh, yes.
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
Oh, don't worry, they do that. I know, but I just can't help it.
That's a Phoenix Red Sprite.
Yes.
Vampire.
You Count Dracula?
Am I? Oh, yeah, we'll get there.
Santa Claus?
No, it's the Grim Reaper. We've been over this. Fred, do you want Judge or am I doing him?
I'll do Judge in a minute or whatever.
Okay.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen. There's some cat. Cat just jumped off my head.
Speak into the cat. It'll reflect the beard.
Did you hear the cat?
Oh.
I hereby declare this court to be in session. We're here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus Melkgilden. I need to become Toadsworth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not called upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is fully prepared.
It must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Counsel for the defense? You happen to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Hi.
What? No, me no speak English.
Holy cannoli, that's a judge.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure I said this already, so forgive me. But Ryunosuke was studying English before like everything happened.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yes, the defense.
Felix, do you want to voice act with us?
Yes.
Let's go. All right, please hold.
Yes.
Do I need to voice act in English, or can I do it in French?
You missed the character that we actually did have friends speaking French for one of the characters. Do you have Parsec?
Yes.
Okay, there's the link to join.
No. Listen, you said you want to voice act. You didn't mention anything about joining Parsec or, you know.
I can open a stream if you really care.
Like, give me 1 second. I am actively in a Dark and Darker run.
Okay, that's fine. You don't even have a character yet, so we'll just keep going until you're
I
ready.
couldn't be further from ready if I tried.
What? Actually, just Dracula.
Those eyes please me, Nipponese.
What?
Racist.
What did you
I
call
can't.
me?
Nipponese.
That is kind of racist.
They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes.
He's gonna kill you.
No, Mr. McGilded.
Yes, my lord.
You're stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
That's also racist.
It was.
Welcome to the 1800s? Question mark.
1800s.
As I've always said, my lord, it is a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella's a student from some little island off in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance?
Basically.
Yes.
I'd like to think that it's acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud.
What a fine gentleman that has it him.
Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day?
Mother, please, very good in the park.
I'm fucked.
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded.
So that's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Slam. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
Okay, so question.
Jesus.
Do we... They don't actively have lines. So do we want to pick them, or do we want to just do like 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6? Because they're literally numbered.
Okay.
So we can pick them each case, because they're different each case, or we can just like run it like that and not think about it at all.
How British of you to reduce someone to just a number.
Yes.
I approve not thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not real characters,
Cool.
until they are.
What?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Fred's right, by the way, until they are.
Until they're real, they're not real. Don't think about him.
Okay.
Okay.
That guy with the knife is clearly a real character.
Yeah. Who wants one?
He's gotta be.
He has more polygons than the others.
Yeah.
Who wants? Okay, you just skip ahead.
Yeah.
Who wants one?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, you're not in the session though.
Damn.
Help!
I wanted 2 and 5, but I'll bite the bullet, I guess. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I am more than ready.
As the manner, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
What is rubbish?
Don't worry about it.
Ah! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me.
Oh, is that doing some of them?
Fucking knife.
Knife.
Okay.
Alright, who was 5?
I feel a chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson.
Why are you here?
I swear, I hear that voice in my nightmares.
Mr. Nelhodo, those people are...
Jerry, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. We're so backwards.
It's crazy how shitty Japan is.
What the fuck?
Felix, what are you?
What do you mean?
Japanese
Join the
context
Polysec.
check them.
I'm in the... I'm in a video game
Oh,
right
that's
now.
right, he did say this.
Yes.
I'm walking here.
Tony Soprano.
Mahogany.
I'm walking here.
Mahogany.
You may proceed the line. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinion of these 6 jurors. They just pass a sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different point of views.
How exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses.
Okay. Yep.
You should know this. You've studied. Prosecutor Van Zeeks.
My lord.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounce your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy
What?
rather than fame, I would say.
This guy also has a sword.
But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
Bitch is Dracula.
Legally distinct.
So, what brings you back? There's a change of circumstance of which the court should be aware.
Yes.
Is this the line? I really hope this is the line. I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
Lack
thirsty?
of fun. Lack of funds it is.
He's thirsty. The
Or-
blood.
He started to see for money. Blood money.
It was not, in fact, the line, by the way.
The Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Maybe he's rusty. I mean, why did he have to use today of all days to make a comeback?
Not lose heart, not the sun. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. He killed him.
Must be the only one here who aren't
Damn.
aware.
That is quite simple.
The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. He's been thrice-fired.
Sorry,
Make
thrice.
Mason.
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The brick he fired was said to be almost indestructible.
Minecraft.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Murder, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. It's been updated.
Hey, that's Edgeworth's line.
Photograph.
Wait, Dobby, is there a way for me to participate without Parsec?
I could just stream on Discord.
As opposed to streaming on Twitch?
As well as...
They'd be delay anyways.
I'm still in the game, but I'll tell you when I'm ready.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
And these are...
Some gloves I found on the street. I thought they looked
Lord,
nice.
is that blood, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilden's gloves had blood on them? He's caught red-handed.
Want.
No, the hands were mostly brown, just a little bit of red.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
I didn't steal this.
Listen, you wouldn't prosecute a little guy, would you?
How did I get into this again? Backed into a corner before we even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2.
Obviously, one of these passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other, would you like to guess? The accused, Magnus McGilded.
Exclamation mark. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what says you?
Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilded.
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilton, so it is. And so when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand.
Or got into the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
That was a gasp and a half.
Yeah.
Order! 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 I'm British.
Order!
Very good, my lord. When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Oh, I get it. He's a vampire.
Yeah, we made that joke already. You should have seen
No,
the
that
start
was
of the
joke.
case
That's
when
the
it
joke.
when it
There's
flashes
multi-layered.
across everyone, and there's just like the fucking vampire.
Yeah.
That's the joke!
That's the joke.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we'll hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. All
What
of
an
them.
Imposing,
Oh, God.
imposing pose there. Look at that.
Yes.
I can take all the witnesses at once.
In a fight, right?
All at once. By the way, I forgot to say this last time, but the first game to do multiple witnesses at once was the fucking Latent crossover. And then it becomes like the staple mechanic of Great Ace Attorney.
I see.
Witnesses, your names and occupations.
Once old Beppo.
Once Beppo.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End.
Once a banker.
I'm already
Once
Beppo.
Chinnigan.
Banker. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
Alright.
I love that for him.
His hat doesn't even stay on.
Who wants him? Am I taking this one in a fight?
First come, first served.
Look, someone take it before his hat falls off.
I can only keep pushing
I
this up
can-
so many times.
My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. The collar facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Oh, I'm so cold.
Oh, quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. And then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And then I saw it too. Fascinating.
Wow.
An ambiguous testimony, I must say.
Incredible.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. What the hell are we doing?
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage.
Oh my fucking god. He really is Nipponese. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own.
Damn, is everyone laughing at me?
But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
Yes.
Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. Bailiff, bring the omnibus into the courtroom.
What? Do you mean the actual scene? No.
A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes.
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building.
How they shut the door?
Here? What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff, where's that omnibus? Where is it? Weiss! I've become fearless now.
Weiss!
Wow, they didn't really fit through the door.
Oh, so that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses, and can carry up to 8 passengers. Four passengers seated inside in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows. that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to all foreign guests.
I do like that it's behind, like, part of the stand as if it was a witness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I
Very,
should,
very
point
omnibus
out
as a
to
witness.
all foreign guests. We
I
of
wish they
Great
summoned
Britain.
the omnibus as a witness. That would be incredible.
I want to make a joke! We of Great Britain are omnibus. Fuck, goddamn, you took too long. Omnibus.
Damn, he sucks. His joke sucks.
Boo.
I don't have to stand up for this.
No, you stink!
That there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
Ah, skylight. Oh, a skylight.
The penny drops at last, I see. These two gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats in this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
Ah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, Counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced a crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Hey, plays back my hair. Very well. I see no reason why not. It's already in the court.
The biggest evidence ever presented.
This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. You may now extend it.
You may now examine it.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence.
Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, Counsel.
Huh. Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Being racist is my defining character trait.
Yeah.
Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court.
Felix doesn't have context, don't read into that.
Does he know chant?
Focus. Focus, Serenas. Okay, focus.
I'm not reading this again, I'm too cold.
Remember the magic steps? Press literally everything.
Press it.
Press.
It's flavor text at
Hold
worst.
it.
Yeah, at worst it's flavor text.
And mandatory at best.
Yes. I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes. Ever so cold. It was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No.
There were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one on the line, for example. Alighted.
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 You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No. None.
Nobody fled the scene of the crime.
I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does. Every evening. That last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. I'm a broke bitch, Your Honor. Alright, now cross-examine yourself.
They're impossible.
Now cross-examine yourself.
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? Well, that's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet.
Wow.
There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats. I couldn't exactly make out their faces, but there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilton. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilden is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
I am just a little guy.
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilden. This fact will not change throughout this trial, I assure you. There is no room for doubt here.
I don't know. For some reason, I think those facts are gonna change during the trial.
I'm getting
Listen.
a weird vibe.
Listen, if that's what you think, you can be the next target of the Reaper.
I really wish there was. There's a knife.
Now talk to yourself again.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Okay. Fair, dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days.
No.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This isn't look good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail? My lord?
There's three of him.
Juror number 3. You don't have a name. What's the meaning of this?
They don't need names, Your Honor.
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't. Every one of them. Down with the rich.
Eat the rich, eat the rich.
And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway.
That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
We're boning it.
He is entering the bone zone as we speak.
What the heck is happening here?
Susato, how fast can you read?
Let me pull out my book. Let me see. Ah, yes, it seemed that's how the members of the jury give their verdict, by practicing fucking pyromancy.
Fire?
Apparently,
Nice.
yes, somehow. They all have high faith. Well, white for innocent and black for guilty.
White is innocent, black is guilty.
As the 6 members of the jury make up their mind about the case. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scale of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean?
The dark side.
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
I don't
Instantly.
think this is how jury works.
Casting fireballs?
Yeah.
I'm even more worried about that than I was.
You'd think they were Persona 5 fans with how quickly they turned to arson.
What?
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
They're cross what?
Examination.
Yes.
Oh, this is a nightmare.
You examine a cross. It's very fascinating. It's the best part of the game.
That's right. He stabbed him. I'm not going to read the rest of this.
What? I don't believe you. He stabbed him, you say?
Yeah,
He was sitting up on the roof deck where
The rest of the jury immediately decides he's guilty. Oh, he said he stabbed him.
Yes, it was me. I stabbed him. I was up on the roof seats.
Right. Well, good job, everyone. We found the killer.
I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see. So I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right up from his belly. That huge, great knife.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
A grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. I don't know how you can tell with half of them.
The game can't afford the budget. It's a 3DS game.
Yes. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth.
Should I not press everything?
No,
No, you do.
you still do.
It's just... Oh my god. If only we had some evidence that countered the suspicion.
Mr. First.
Oh, yes, sir?
Is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
Is that?
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
Oh, I get it. He's a vampire.
I am a vampire. Keep pointing it out and you'll be my next victim.
That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel. Where do you find the sheath?
It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. Would anyone care to guess? That's right.
Mr.
The
Magoo.
letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Where
Actually,
have I
it's
heard an
W.
M before?
Anyone could
Oh
be
shit,
named
it is a W. I was wrong. He's free to go.
Got him.
Please.
M for mini, or W for wombo combo. Take your pick.
For Wick Gilded.
Wagnus Wigilded.
Yes.
That's my evil twin brother.
Yes. Not me, though. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection.
Slap.
No, it's not.
But there are M's everywhere. Like in Mason.
Shut the fuck up.
Why is this font fancy?
This blade is fuck, because we're in Great Britain, you fucking bitch. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No. This weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
It's a good thing he gave us more evidence.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
The letter M is compelling?
Your Honor, my
Oh,
friend
it stands for murder. I get it.
Your Honor, my friend is innocent. He was merely holding it for a friend.
Hello, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGilden is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However,
Kill him.
Agreed.
those of
Agreed.
us in service know we must accept the hard truths.
Motherfucker.
Why is she
Glados.
becoming GLaDOS?
Dispose of the rubbish.
This was a
Guilty,
triumph.
there.
I'm making a note here. Huge
That's
success.
No.
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and crime.
What's going on?
The rich is filth.
Alright, who
Nobody
wants to-
picked this one.
Yeah, because she didn't have a line. This is literally her first line. Who wants it? I already voiced 2 with a jury.
classic Dobiwan voicing two of the jury, if you know what I mean.
Felix,
It's true,
he's
he
still
does
in the
do
game.
I already did like.
Yeah, Felix, he's still in the game.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm
Fuck.
Boston. Give me 1 sec.
Hold on.
Holding. I have
Pause, champ.
painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts.
What?
As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
No,
Fire to the courtroom. Fuck the world.
not again.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members have proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. Thankfully, we'll be bailed out by the grandma.
What? We've had it. There's already a majority. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, it just makes the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing everything.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But whatever.
I want to play Phoenix right, but all of his clients are guilty, and he gets them all scot-free for them to kill again.
Alright, I'll keep trying.
See, it's funny because, like, on the surface, it's hard to refute that when Maya's been, like, a defendant in literally every game.
Yeah.
I can't give up now. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
We know that.
No time to press it. Yeah,
We
that's
have
the
to
fifth-
press him.
That's the fifth
Yeah.
statement, yeah. Yeah, that's the fifth statement.
Yep.
Press it.
Press me. Press me harder.
What exactly?
Daddy.
Well, I wasn't gonna get freaky like that, but if you say so, press me harder, Daddy. Oh,
Bailiff,
well, sir,
take
that
this
would be
man-
the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
Take this man to order jail, bailiff.
And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. And by the other passenger, obviously you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
But that already happened.
Yes, I'm telling you what happened. Let me be a game mechanic.
My lord, I wish to speak.
Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you, too?
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But what the hell?
Fuck it.
I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
Who's there?
No, please, just keep an open mind.
Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight.
Oh, I love that ship.
Die. I was just thinking to myself, I haven't seen anyone die yet this week, so fuck it. Beppa was a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
I'm not paying you more.
God damn it.
Too unkind, sir.
Which now
Which
means
now
that
means-
5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
The grandma.
The grandma did it.
Madam juror number 6. Felix sounded like he was trying to voice. Do you want the grandma?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm
Yes,
so Boston.
dear. What can I do for you?
There's 2 grandmas.
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day, and sit on a nice bench and get on with me knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know? To put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
She's getting bribed.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right. A man like that would stop someone charity.
Mother, maybe...
Public library later.
Mother, I required library.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he? I don't know.
Oh my
The
God, he got
philanthropist,
organs.
Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
Oh, you can make a game about that.
know.
What?
Stone the crows. McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment day for his debts.
Good gracious.
The brickmaker was destitute. He'd lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless ventriloquist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
The what pretender?
Philanthropist. I said it right the first time. Fuck you.
No.
I said it right the first time. Fuck you.
I thought you said ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist.
Wouldn't be the first time we had one of those in the court.
I mean, it
Wah, wah.
would. And if all goes well, it'd be the only time, but unfortunately...
I might add something briefly.
Did you hear that? That hold it.
Yes.
Miss Susato?
He claimed that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
Right here. Give
It's in this
David.
bottle.
Oh, it's the line!
And the autopsy record. It's been updated again.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law.
Ah, there it is. Lord Ramzig's hollowed chalice.
If it was hollowed, it should be leaking.
How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. You see, I'm very racist. It's my primary character trait.
Yeah, but that goes against stereotype.
I'm also sexist, it would seem.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. I am
What a
a woman
pity.
to have a job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused.
Yes, money's is a word.
Yeah, money.
You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
I can has cheeseburger and he can has monies.
Oh,
Get baited, my Nipponese friend. This bitch. Allow me
Yeah,
to
but
present this ledger as evidence.
Let's go, more evidence.
And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
Yeah, well, I'd like to present my dick and balls to the court.
A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Love me his wine. That's the good shit.
Me when the judge and, you know, they're all drinking during the trial.
Yes.
The old 20 guineas.
Oh, yes. 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused had made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little pug, too. What a scoundrel. Setting this whole courtroom ablaze. Still, maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little bit more.
I don't stand for nonsense. And I'm too old to sit up. Sit down, whatever the fuck, I don't know.
No!
The instant guilty verdict.
Game
Caesars.
over.
It's over.
Do better next time.
That was it. The last juror's decision.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull out my book. Law Reviewing, page 625. According to this encyclopedia of British law. See, I was correct. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's really over then.
Oh. There's a footnote, though.
What's it say in the small text? A footnote?
However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Cesato's balls dropped.
We need more voice actors.
We do.
I'm here. I'm here.
Are you actually?
Yes.
Okay, who do you want that isn't Van Zeeks?
Just tell me who you want me to play. I will play.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. I think easiest would be you taking the judge or you taking the gilded.
Fred, you choose.
What?
You can take
Yeah,
the judge.
take judge.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Your line is objection.
Objection!
Objection. Mrs. Just tell me one last thing.
Oh, yes.
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense
will also die with the defendant.
No, that's Field of Justice. We got a ways to go.
Okay.
What?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment.
Why did you close the book?
On page 654, line 29, when all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence.
Yeah, we read that already. Come on.
Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
I do love summation examination a lot.
Oh, good.
He's alive again.
Summation examination?
Objection!
A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected?
I was wondering that.
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced.
But still legal.
Yes.
So you're out of luck.
Oh,
What even is it, Mrs. Alton? The so-called summation examination.
Oh, one moment. Okay, I'll read about
No,
it.
what? Did you close it again?
Page 564.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails.
We're desperate.
Typical Nipponese.
Sorry, that's racist.
I do not care.
Alright, Mr. Naruto, I think I understand. There's a cat in front of my screen. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse the decision. And it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions?
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision.
I like the first judge voice better.
But
Damn.
that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose.
Is that about a tortoise?
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
Instate.
Insane.
Yes.
In the
Only you
membrane.
are insane. For
What do
suggesting
you think, Naruto-san?
Let's go for it.
I'm giving you random bullshit.
A summation examination. Our only last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out? Or admit defeat?
Game
Kill.
over.
Your Honor, I hate rich people.
It's over. No,
Yes,
we must
so
assert our right.
we hate rich people, but we also get deported if he's found guilty, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
The defense wishes to assert its right to summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on Earth. Do not fact-check this. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. That's why the objection font is very fancy. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid.
It's getting worse each time.
The court will proceed with the summation examination.
Sounds so ominous.
This is madness.
No.
Man.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Eh? Well, I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so...
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached that decision.
By the way, Felix, you also get Julie number 4. Because I don't want to do things
Okay.
on what grounds?
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying luck.
Very good, thank you.
Good.
It seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before. I guess he wasn't lying about the 50 years part.
Yeah.
Alright then, the summation examination.
Listen, if you knew anything about Londoners, you would know that vampires don't lie.
A defense procedure. No practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it?
Also, it really is London. Somebody got fucking stabbed the first day we came here.
True.
Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around.
Smack.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Mr. Mr. Gilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
Mr. Magoo, that's my name.
A new minigame.
It's great, I like it. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers, with fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
A real Londoner.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Buff doesn't check out.
Wait for the tutorial.
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed argument though, do they?
Well, I mean, one of the guys literally just, like, burned the rich, so...
Yeah, but that's
Well,
based.
Let's
He would
see
have
what
great
we can
karma on
do.
Reddit.
We need to get these 6 people to change their mind.
So... Oh, wait.
I'll have to throw everything I can at them, and use some very persuasive language.
So, why is this mechanic so good, you ask? It's basically just cross-examination again.
Amazing. Just a moment, Mr. Nettle.
I do love cross-examining.
Hold on, let me pull the tutorial book again. I pulled the page first try this time.
Fascinating.
According to my book, that's not quite how this works.
What? Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
I have brain rot. You know the first thing I thought of when I saw Thaw?
What?
I wanted to make a Thaw Thua joke, but like that's brain rot.
What?
Like,
Oh no. You know the joke of like Hawk Tua?
Oh, unfortunately.
thought to it.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
funny, so I
anyways.
think I just don't understand something, but it's not
Skip,
important.
skip.
Skip.
Unfortunately. Once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then,
They've reached a conclusion by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law. It out of the sun.
Wow, you did more studying than me.
Somehow.
Right.
I'm not a real barrister.
She had a lot of time to prepare for this trip. He prepared for the trip after he was on it.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how to make this work? Then?
So open the book back up.
Well, from what this book's telling me... Slaps. The key to this procedure is using the juror's own word to make your argument.
By the way, remember like a month ago when I made the joke of how she has to have like a million different books in there?
Yes.
Because like there's no way that it's just one book containing all this information.
That's a pretty thick book.
Yeah. No, but the information's too diverse.
Yeah, it's just fine.
What do you mean?
Reused assets.
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public most of the time. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is... they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statement. If we can, we can contrast the statement and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. Like a
I see.
fight.
So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that will...
Your Honor, kill him.
And in a way that this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you're right.
It's almost like examinations in the name.
Find contradiction in statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. Well, no, that's not right.
Slap.
Slap. I have to pull this off.
Powerful slaps.
Touch.
Can we start proceeding, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Haha, he said but.
But
Yes,
But-
my lord.
It's my lord.
Whoa.
please tell me he uses a sword.
The guy just shows up with a sword and starts stabbing the jurors.
It's his best friends. I'm not reading this again. Notice you can hit and you can also press.
Yep, you can press again.
I mean,
Might as
there
well.
was no one else, right?
Well, I mean, that we know of.
That's true. Okay, so that's also true. Because there's so many poor people. That's true. There.
Okay, you stabbed them.
Pit him against the grandma.
Okay.
Do remember you can also press all these if you want all the flavor text.
Alright.
Slash actually useful info depending.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's another one that you can pit.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
the math
on.
doesn't check out.
No, actually, so you guys
How
know
much is 4 times 4 pence?
It could
No,
be
no, no.
fixed.
4 pence is what they call 5 pence. It's like, you know, they call it, you know, give me 4 quarters for a nickel or whatever.
That sounds very possible, to be completely honest with you.
Amp no longer
Legally.
cares about flavor text.
I
Okay.
actually agree. I actually
I
agree.
tried that.
There's one in like a year that I'm gonna care about.
These two statements clearly contradict each other.
They do? Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silverblaze's maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
Neither of them know math.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus of the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Regret, I have those precise details typed neatly in front of me.
She also can't count.
Juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is. A fair and convenient single price. It's the way London's carriages should be operated.
That doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why? Why have you forsaken me?
I'm so drunk
Well,
right
4
now.
passengers paying 4 pence each if you do the multiplication.
It would be 16 pence.
Sorry, I suffer from dyscalculia.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely one person's fare.
One person's fare?
Yes.
It wasn't a
In
slap.
other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious.
This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men. One and all, trustworthiness is our watchword. Including that other thing I said before.
The figures your coachman claims certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a falsity
Falaki.
and malarkey.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
What? Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, huh? Oh god, she's reading from the book again.
Well, according to my book here,
I'm gonna die of old age.
you simply launch a fireball onto the innocent side of the set of scales.
What's that, launch a fireball onto the innocent?
It says here, you must simply kill the defendant.
Single combat at the break of dawn.
One!
I'm laughing too hard. Give me a minute, man. Okay.
If the defendant is innocent, the fire won't
out.
hurt them.
Now hold your horses there, coachman.
That's my line. Fuck you, imposter.
We were. Oh.
That's what you
They
fucking
skipped
get.
his dialogue.
That's what you get.
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
This man's
I
crying.
still can't talk, so I'm still laughing.
This man's a lazy guy.
Ugh, this is all very irritating. I've forgotten my voice.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
Fuck the innocent.
She launches another ball of fire into the guilty side.
For the love of Mike, not you as well.
Who's
Who's
Mike?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
A secret lore?
Yeah.
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all.
What?
I simply can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh,
True.
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Nelda-san. You did it. You bullshitted your way through.
No.
Through facts and logic. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Knife guy versus grandma. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
And that's where you must strike next.
I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertion.
Exactly. You can do it. I believe in you.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt.
Duel 1.
Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Knife guy.
I'm not reading this.
Yeah, knife guy.
Just
Yeah,
prep them, I guess.
I'm not going to stab the grandma.
No.
Leave that
He
included on the
doesn't
scene.
want to stab the grandma, unfortunate.
He wants the grandma to stab him.
Oh, she's stabbing.
Okay, fine, I'll stab the grandma.
He understands.
Always stab grandma.
He understands why we're stabbing the grandma.
Objection!
It worked.
These 2 statements are completely contradictory.
Grandma, kill this man.
What? Explain, counsel.
Possessed.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What?
What?
Claptrap.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean?
Oh, he's done.
Oh, he's stupid.
More than one witness. But they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3, whoever you are. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? I haven't
It's
lost my
due
memory yet.
before.
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it... Yeah, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed onto the floor. The coachman said so.
Now,
Now,
don't move.
Oh.
No one move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor.
Judge.
Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
We need a more organized jury.
That's why we shouldn't select them
What?
at random.
I dropped my knife.
Again. Bless my stitches, what a muddle.
That's not what word I thought she said.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh. Well, it wasn't me.
Ah,
But why? Why the dickens would they lie?
what in the dickens?
I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth.
Yes, the real truth.
As
Ladies
opposed to
and
the
gentlemen
fake
of the
truth.
jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. Well, I only said he was guilty because the vampire told me to. I can't abide by people telling lies. Behold, as I launch fire into the innocent.
The scales.
I don't believe it.
Wait. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man.
He's Japanese.
He is Japanese. Look at him in his black suit. He's
Wow.
clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer. Fuck, using magic on us all.
He's actually racist.
It's the 1800s. Everyone's racist. Get over
I
it.
could use.
It's Phoenix Wright. Everyone hates Japanese.
I really think I'd be putting myself through all this.
Answer me this, Stark Jinx.
Ugh.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
That goes way back. That goes way back. We don't talk
no.
about that anymore.
Oh, well, it's illegal to say that now.
Sir, we're past the first generation of Pokemon where Jinx was black.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Huh?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was, sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now, let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, hmm?
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
What the fuck?
Who let him have that in this court?
Who are
Yeah.
you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
They're both threatening to murder the juror one. What the fuck?
They're all ready to kill each other now.
They'll stab each other. It's pastime in London.
True.
The stronger members of the jury are asserting dominance by eating the others.
Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime?
Check your court records.
Is that possible, guys? Chat?
Chad,
Check-
is this
Chat?
real?
Yeah,
No
check-
backseating, but is it possible?
check
but no
the-
backseating?
A single stab wound.
Single stab wound.
Shingle stab.
Shingle.
Single.
And it does say that. It does say that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's your answer.
Not right.
It's out of the question.
And then he'll probably ask you why. And then you present the problem.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman,
Hmm. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it.
What the fuck?
Goodness, you still saying it.
Yeah.
what you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. That's why I'm calling you a dark jinx. So, where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
But the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't possibly see. Some irrefutable, hard evidence. As you wish.
Ah,
What? Nani?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by this autopsy report.
is proven by this knife that I'm gonna throw at you.
They'll
This
stab
is
you
the big
once.
autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once.
Only once?
Flash. It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times.
I already called this out when we were doing cross-examination. The knife's gone.
Alright,
Where'd it
I
go?
concede defeat.
Well, that was easy.
The animation changed, the knife disappeared. Its roll was over.
It would be sick if he just stabbed the table, though.
Yes. Wait. That means
You did it.
4 jurors now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Nerudo.
Can we just convince all of them?
We've convinced enough of them.
A majority, if you will. We won.
No.
We won now to actually proceed with the court.
Now to go back to
we
the trial.
won. That's it. It's over.
What are you
It's
playing
over.
at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceived me.
But we had a consensus.
I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. If this chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
That number 3 is freaky.
Bro really wants to stab someone.
Yeah, that guy might be the killer.
He's a future, yeah,
I will not say anything.
Jack the Ripper.
no comment. Please tell me he's a barber.
Wham! Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense, summation, execution has filled the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority, or any majority of any kind, among the juror for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue.
To the death.
I assume this is stopping point. I don't think it's gonna have like a natural pause.
We're stopping. We won. We already won. They said
We
it.
beat him.
Do we want to go like a few more messages and maybe get like
I
back
hereby
to the trial? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
He's not
Does
saying.
Felix want to have a few more lines?
Yeah.
It depends. If we stop here, I'll go to bed. If we want to keep going for like 10 minutes, I can.
Well, we wouldn't be going for like 10 minutes. It's until like a better stopping point. Let it finish up
Like
the
a cross-examination or
summation,
something.
and then kind of get back to like the trial properly.
Alright.
Let's
I
go.
hereby asks the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
There we go. I think that's fine.
So,
Nah, we're still good.
We're good, right?
Lord Van Seeks,
Load.
continue to
Yes,
substantiate.
load. It did autosave.
Nice.
Did we save?
We did it.
We did it.
Alright. I'll be sure to dress as a bald white guy for next stream.
Are you? Does that mean you're coming next time?
Yeah.
Sick.
Sick.
I didn't even know that was happening.
I told you about it like 2 or 3 times. I definitely asked if you wanted to be a part of it.
I don't remember, which means that's not true, Dobie.
Okay. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And have a nice day to you as well. I will be going to bed now.
The fuck do you mean Liam's streaming?
Good night,
Bro
everybody.
hasn't streamed in months.
I will.
Okay, who do I raid?
Good question.
I don't wanna raid Liam properly. He's too big for that.
Hold on. I may have a solution. Maybe.
Okay. I could also just raid Wizrobe. I can just kick you.
Yeah, no.
If you not you. If you think that'll be easier. Do you got it? There we go.
Okay.
Roman, do you got someone to raid?
I have a funny idea.
Okay.
Here, I'll DM it to you.
Okay. Checking DMs.
Zangief player.
No.
No.
Fuck Geef.
He has 8 viewers.
But he plays Geef.
Yeah, but he's the leading guy for Geef Tech.
Okay, listen. If anyone in chat wants to go watch twitch.tv/Siberian Lab, I'll put it in chat. I'm just gonna.
How dare you?
I'm just gonna raid Wizrobe. He plays Falcon.
Based.
There you go.
But also
Alright. Later.